Police reform in America is in motion. President Trump signed an executive order to overhaul police departments across the country. It's the strongest federal-level action yet after weeks of often violent unrest against police brutality following the death of George Floyd. Rival Democrats have their own ideas about how to improve policing, criticizing the Trump administration's handling of the crisis during a Senate hearing.
People are demanding action. They are not marching in the streets for watered-down proposals that won't hold any officers accountable. And there is nothing about what the president announced today that would hold police officers who break the rules and break the law accountable.
Because of existing laws that basically give carte blanche to law enforcement to kill at will with the utterance of these five words, I feared for my life. Hard-fought, rare prosecutions and difficult convictions have characterized the experiences of families like Botham Jean. He was killed in his apartment complex eating a bowl of ice cream.
During the 8 years of President Obama, was there an effort to get rid of qualified immunity for police officers?
There were conversations in many corners.
I'm not talking about conversations. Was there any legislation?
There was not legislation.
Was there any legislation to outlaw no-knock warrants?
Not to my knowledge.
Was there any legislation to create a national registry for violent acts by the police?
There were efforts to create the national registry, and all of these things were included in the 21st Century Policing.
Well, I just missed a lot of that. So, you know, this is a tough time for the country, and Trump's a handful, but we're not here because of failings of one administration. We're here because of failing of society.
Well, from the outset, the public protests have demanded police reform, and that anger's since widened into calls in some quarters to disband entire law enforcement departments. Defund the police has become a rallying cry at some Black Lives Matter rallies and from some Democratic politicians. More in that aspect, here's Caleb Maupin.
It's been 3 weeks of almost non-stop protesting since the death of George Floyd. The president has now signed an executive order banning the use of the chokehold unless the police officer's life is in danger. However, protesters say that doesn't go far enough. They want Donald Trump to defund the police, but the president says he is not willing to do that.
I strongly oppose the radical and dangerous efforts to defend, dismantle, and dissolve our police departments. Without police, there is chaos. Without law, there is anarchy. And without safety, there is catastrophe.
So what is in this executive order? Well, it provides federal funding for de-escalation training. Furthermore, it encourages the police to be accompanied by social workers when dealing with drug addicts, the homeless, or the mentally ill. It creates a federal database of complaints, so police officers can't go from job to job to job after being fired for brutality. Now, Trump clearly hopes these moves will appease the growing unrest. However, the protesters seem unsatisfied with his moves.
Trump's executive order is toothless and meaningless. We don't need studies, we need police that commit crimes to be punished. All police that use chokeholds claim their lives were threatened. What's new?
This attempt to calm things down from U.S. President Donald Trump comes after he promised a crackdown on Seattle, where protesters have set up what they call an autonomous zone after the local government vacated a police precinct.
You have a governor that doesn't do a damn thing about it, and you have a mayor that doesn't know she's alive. She's talking about it's going to be a love fest this summer. Now, if they don't do the job, I'll do the job, and I've already spoken to the Attorney General about it. But if they don't do the job, we will do the job.
What can you do?
About 10 different things, any one of which will solve the problem quickly.
A crackdown in Seattle would certainly fit Donald Trump's desired image as a law and order president. But if the local government in Seattle, including the mayor, is not willing to go along with it, it'll be pretty hard for the president to pull it off. Now, the protesters at this point are not exactly running for cover, and with a lackluster executive order, they're unlikely to be off the streets anytime soon. Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.